took my strange ways of being and made a world that worked for me. I took my strange ways of being and made a world I couldn't get. I'm mommy of full parts of me. What secrets did I find? Getting dark and strange of thing. The first one of my kind. I took my strange ways of being and made a world that worked for me. I took my strange ways of being and made a world I couldn't get enough of. I made a universe. Don't know who might be watching me. Step back round your heart. Conversations in my mind. I put my fears aside. I took my strange ways of being and made a world that worked for me. I took my strange ways of being and made a world that worked for me. I took my strange ways of being and made a world that worked for me. I took my strange ways of being and made a world I couldn't get enough of. I made a universe. I couldn't get enough.
It's so easy. It's so easy. It's too easy, man. They make it too easy. It's like they study, you know. It's like they bare their teeth, but they want to just like consume it or something.
Yes, my name is Super Cool Wicked. I am so excited to be here with you all at this closing ceremony for the Allied Media Conference. We thank you all for coming, for bringing every piece of you, for showing up at every event. I know I had fun. If you have fun, make some noise. Okay, we had a lot of fun. And you know, to the people online, I hear you as well. Yeah, so we're just gonna get this thing started off. Before we start, I would actually like to kind of ground ourselves in this space. We are closing this ceremony out, laying it to rest, and I thought that we could begin with just a deep breath collectively. So really quickly, just center yourself in your body. If you can, plant your feet on the floor and just breathe in. Hold. Release. Beautiful. And breathe in. Hold. Release. Gorgeous. Yes. So, with to get started, I just want to talk quickly about the framework of the AMC 2022. The quote is, "Nature is not a metaphor. It's an ongoing process of transformation." So we close out this 22nd Allied Media Conference inspired by the perfect memory of certain butterfly species who pass ecological memory from generation to generation so that the same butterfly who migrates is not the same one who returns, and yet they find the same trees, waters, and lands. What intergenerational, ancestral, and ecological memories can we unlock together? Let's see. First up, we have Temate, headed by Ajara Ali. This group is an educational performance-based repertory collective powered by the Temate Institute for Black Dance and Culture. They focus on dance justice and cultural equity, and their mission is to uplift African diasporic traditions. Today, you're gonna be seeing the piece called Morocco Dawn, which is the name of the country that we now call Mali, where the dances that they are performing originated. Maraca are the people, Don is the dance. In the fall, they're prepping for a concert, conference, and fundraiser, and you can check them out at tematedance.com. Introducing Maraca Don. Give it up. Yes, give it up one more time. Yes. Ooh-wee, that did something to my spirit, I tell you that. Temate dance group. Yes, so next up. I'm sorry, let me just feel that. I was jigging backstage. I hope y'all was jigging in y'all seats because I was getting a mean two-step in. So this next group we have are comprised of 3 poets. They're representing the intergenerational camaraderie that is a hallmark of Allied Media and all progressive political organizing. Dr. Gloria House's movement work began in the 1960s. Then those Detroit activists of the 60s generation mentored Nandi Comer, as she grew up, and Alicia Burns, a brilliant young poet who represents our today and our future. This presentation reflects 2 pervading themes of the conference: the importance of intergenerational engagement and the appreciation of the historic legacies of our elders and our ancestors. Please give it up for these 3 beautiful sisters with lots of things to tell us about. Come on, y'all.
Litany of Survival by Audre Lorde. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice.
Who love in doorways, coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward, at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours.
For those of us who were imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid without mother's milk, For by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us.
For all of us, this instant and this triumph, for we were never meant to survive.
And when the sun rises, we're afraid it might not remain.
When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning.
And when our stomachs are full, we're afraid of indigestion. And when our stomachs are empty, we're afraid we may never eat again.
When we are loved, we're afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we're afraid love will never return.
And when we speak, we are afraid our words won't be heard, nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid.
So it's better to speak, remembering
we were never meant to survive. Hey, AMC. Well, my name is Nandi, and I'm here with my sister poets.
Alicia Burns.
and Aneb.
Can I just say, oh, give it up. Give it up. I will take these flowers. I just want to say, we are very honored that you all have invited us and welcomed us to close this wonderful conference. We'd like to express our appreciation to the planners and everyone who helped us prepare for the program.
The poem that you just heard, Litany of Survival, was written by Audre Lorde. Give it up for our sister Audre, right? Revolutionary ancestor, African-American lesbian, philosopher, professor, poet, who always encouraged us to be fierce and fearless in our fight against oppression, because we were never meant to survive. Better fight, better fight.
We'll be presenting a set of 6 additional poems. Sacraments and Dying Moments Reimagined are poems acknowledging the many gifts we have inherited from our ancestors.
The poem Larkin Street for Adela evokes the spirituality of a community healer and the unity she engendered in her Detroit neighborhood.
In the poem Lessons in Grace, we salute Dr. Grace Lee Boggs, Chinese-American revolutionary, a leader in many of Detroit's historic struggles, and specifically a progenitor of Allied Media's approach to community work. Let's remember Dr. Grace Lee Boggs.
Yes. In Praise for More Important Things celebrates moments of gratitude and delight in simple and ordinary pleasures.
And we're going to close with a poem that is called Today Is You. This poem expresses the urgency we feel to leave this planet in a better shape than we found it. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with those poems.
This poem is entitled Sacraments. They say our old uncles and aunties would fashion their survival medicines, roots, herbs and poems and songs, circle dances, trying to touch the spirit for sustenance. Geniuses they were in the arts of endurance, resilience, and hope. Thus daily they cultivated the cotton, cane, tobacco, rice, whatever crop, withstood the beatings and abuse, looked forward to collards and cornbread, the communion meal of daily resurrection, to the cool darkness of evening and the relief of dreams. But there would come a day when all such knowledges no longer served. Home hung so heavily on their hearts so bulging, so full and bursting. They had only to raise their arms and they were aloft, levitated by the longing for Africa and freedom. There they would hang for a moment, African saints dissolving into air and sunlight. Chirin, they would whisper as they ascended, "Today we flying back home. You gonna be all right. We look after you." Memories remained of their gray, wiry beards, their sunburned, overworked hands and arms, their indigo-stained fingers and palms, their squinting eyes so tortured by the sun, their threadbare trousers and tissue-thin, faded skirts, the smell of tobacco in their shirts. Memories of how to fix broken tools, cure tumors, summon joy in feasts and festivity, mend broken hearts, how to wait, how to be patient, how to revive, how to love, and how to laugh, how to engender justice, how to attain peace. Those risen saints left us, Chirin, those holy sacraments of endurance. They guide us from the place they called glory. Keep us on the righteous path till the world we call freedom someday will come.
Dying moments reimagined. I stare into black forest with white leaves, reminded of the way grandmother's hair sacrifices its melanin in exchange for her extended life. I think of her looking into my eyes. She pats my hand gently, a small bird nestled in the lap of her safety as she hums. Her song, a wisdom I cannot interpret with young ears. Without words, she whispers to my soul, listen. We doves are winged talons of marginalized stardust. Undefeated, we afro-fisted, double-breasted birds always fly like heavyweight champions. We are Olympians. We are flight itself. Sound waves of God's reflection. We sing melanin songs about Genesis before the Exodus, built to carry storms on our hips like children held in the steady grips of their mothers. We taught the clouds how to escape the heavens. In exchange, they dissected our daughters and turned our sons into horses, broken. We mountains of men and women have always been the things being climbed for the advancement of a white scientist. Her eyes are closed now. The swell of thunder building in her chest, lightning crackling at the seams of her sealed lips, she keeps humming. No, you are the depths, the heights, the hole being dug, and the stars being hung in the sky daily. Go teach miracle of spit and mud to blind eyes. Go restore water to wine until you've learned the secret of ants and have studied grapes to learn the joy of time. No, we will never wither, we raisins in the sun. We dreams deferred and brought back to life again, fermented in vats of starlight. We were the bodies being actualized before. We were the bodies of thought being actualized before the birds flew and the earth cooled from its quaking. Planets born beyond a burning sun's boundaries. Again, horses we run, for everything and for everyone whose body became broken. We walls of ever-flowing water. We pockets of tapped-out oil repositories. We last living glaciers of indigenous peoples shining. Up above the whispered cries of wolves, we starved of comfort and dignity. We pride, we pack, we tribe of miracle people. When God said, "Let there be light," he was talking first to our hearts, then to our minds. We loved ones, we clouds, we black forests with white faces, illuminated by highways. We be the headlights, we high beams, we low beams, we red-lined districts, burnt down, blacklisted, cursing Coleman A. Youngs. We red light specials be the foundations in the skyscrapers. We be the vision. Silently, I watch the clouds in her eyes depart. Watch as her rainbow finally bends beyond boundaries like time. Once more she said, "Listen, do not recreate, you must reimagine." Her humming quieted. My last memory of her is smiling like the sun, galloping aimlessly in search of grasslands more familiar than this one. I sat there unseeing, housing her hand in mine like a promise to rebuild this broken thing. Once more she said to my soul, "Listen, do not recreate, you must reimagine." Slowly, humming broke free from me. I reimagined Grandma's spirit as wildflowers, breaking free of her body like a sprout finally free of its seed.
Larkin Street for Adela. I am told on each day on Larkin Street, deep in the southwest Detroit, Adela perches on her front porch, drum in hand. Every day she pounds and sings all timber and clank, same time, every day. And I am told at this sacred hour, her neighbors from their stoops join her equally charged. Chris with his caracas, maybe Josette fingers a fiddle, and others too with shakeres or guitars or just hands palming a soft refrain. I've never seen Larkin Street or Adela's house, but I, on the other side of town, imagine her palms. The thrash and slap, the whir and purr of her voice. I am sure a boy steps through a salsa or bachata over his concrete drive. And likely an elder pokes her head out of her screen door just to give a listen. I imagine a dog yowls her lazy howl. The squirrels must flick their tails, darting up and down tree stumps. Even the territorial blue jay must stop attacking the tomcats. Each day, same time, each neighbor, orphaned in isolation, uses this shared language against the melody of loneliness. Their hum and holler stirs through their block. What delight, what thrill, my vision on the other side of town, some curb of my city no less, covered in sound.
Lessons in Grace for Grace Lee Boggs on her 75th birthday. Face like stone sculpture, features rounded, softened by wind. The flesh concedes to weathering, but the eyes will not relinquish their keen measuring of the world where you have chosen to put down roots. From you, we learn the costs of commitment, the clarity of courage, how even to withstand the trivia that assails a spirit in search of sanity. You are the lesson of balance, grace, where to invest to forward battle or fashion beauty, where to withhold, bold when strength is wanted, silent when words are futile. Knowing when to be gentle because there's pain, and where to object because there is deceit. Your work inscribes this terrain of human striving for those of us who would travel the road you have braved. You planted your life in African American soil. Now it seems China and Africa are married in you. The example of your life weds us to the whole world.
In praise of more important things, for Toni Morrison. Praise the bonnet, the slit up her red skirt in a jazz club, the greased scalp and laid curl. Praise the cracking voice calling from the kitchen at dawn. Praise ruffle and tulle, t-shirts and blow pops, and knowing how to leave a hot comb on long enough to straighten, but not enough to scorch. Praise ashy knuckles and aunties that warm them, small patent leather shoes dragging down the sidewalk to Sunday school. Praise the dancing tree and ghost. Praise Uncle's leg and how he forgets that limp every Sunday in the house of the Lord. In praise of more important things, praise brown legs and tan palms. Praise the audacity of kindness and hope and goodness. Praise the sacred basement sweat and rub, the weight of an overloaded family reunion cookout plate. Praise every smack and lick finger, and praise the skillet, crock pot, baking pan, soiled and piled up in every 4th of July kitchen sink. Praise the hands that will clean them. Praise the morning dweller in her lake cottage, recording all our unimportant things. Praise her eyes and her hand and her pen.
Today is you. Title of this poem, Today is You. We are neither yesterday nor tomorrow. We are something new and something borrowed. Our choices stretch ever before us, yet here is holy because we are today. No, our bodies aren't celestial, yet we shine in the light in the darkest of moments.
And it won't stop. Not until we can pass on freedom as easily as we have passed on broken. To do this, today must love itself. Only then may we have faith in tomorrow, a babe with no face because we will be its parents.
We will raise tomorrow with our identity firmly rooted in today, because only then can we cultivate harvests for those who will bear our image. Yes, tomorrow will have signs of our faces and stand as we stand.
With today's eyes open, our ears sift for the truth like it's gold. Because today's heart is like a river, our love will be like water and give life to our world. Our dreams are wet dreams, so we never thirst in our waking hours. We will leave this planet in better shape than we found it.
Together, we will make the whole of Earth green again, and each day brighter than the last. Because we yield to the currents of wisdom, old as time, and we bathe in the intuition our ancestors have passed on. Together, us, we, today, will choose our path and take us forward. Our sacred ones may have passed on.
yet they are still here in the soil
of our
in our
minds.
minds.
They rest in each inhale and exhale, our skin, our faces, these bones, even in our broken hearts.
We are not left broken.
We are not alone.
Feel their love for us today.
Breaking till
until
dawn.
dawn.
They only ask that we break forth as brand new, a new day.
And
our answer
is
is
Yes.
Yes, today arose gorgeous, melanated, high or low.
Yes, today arose.
Today a rose fragrant, birthed to dazzle the sun and tell it why it really shines.
The sun, celestial for the sole purpose of revealing how beautiful today is. Yes, we are today, and today is beautiful. Yes, we are today,
and today is beautiful.
Yes, we are today, and today is beautiful. Today is you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for our lovely poets. Dr. Gloria House, Nandi Comer, and Alicia Burns. Such gorgeous words. Ooh, felt like a hug. So next we have Cherise Morris, who is presenting a ritual to close us out. A couple of words on Cherise. I can speak personally and say, just a wonderful person all around. Cherise is an interdisciplinary artist, spiritualist, who is focused on collective healing while in the collective and while by ourselves as individuals. Give it up for Cherise Morris.
Hello, everyone. Hello. First, I just want to say it's so beautiful to follow that poetry and to follow the words and the brilliance of poets who I admire so much. So could we give them a round of applause one more time? And I want to start by saying thank you to you all of you who are here in the room together, all of you who are out there in the digital space. Thank you for not just attending AMC, but for, in that action, really committing to your contribution in making sure that this world does not go down a horrible, wretched path. You know, I think a lot about how we are the link between the resistances and the wisdom of our ancestors and the future and the world that is to come, the world that future generations will have to inherit once we are ancestors. And so really right now we are planted in that. We are planted in the fact that our revolution is not something we're waiting on, but it is something that we commit to each and every day. And I'm going to read something that's kind of like a prayer, kind of like a sermon, to just set the stage, to open us up, and to hopefully help invite in that energy of that revolution. And then I'm going to facilitate a very simple ritual offering so that as we end AMC today and step out into the new beginnings with all of the new knowledge and information and connections that we have to continue doing this work, we are firmly grounded in the support and protection and wisdom and love of our ancestors as we work with them to create and conjure a future that is actually worth looking forward to. So, if you wouldn't mind, just at your own pace, in your own time, taking a couple breaths, deep breaths, just centering, regrounding, getting really present. And you can feel free to leave your eyes open, close your eyes, whatever feels right to you. And I'm going to start with this prayer, and then afterwards we'll get into the ritual offering. What if I told you that we are revolution unfolding, that can't shit scare you when you realize who you really are, that your healing was your inheritance, that love was your birthright, that magic is not only something we make, but something we are made up of? What if I told you that you and I, we are bigger than our problems, more brilliant and beautiful and wise than our undoing, fiercer than our mistakes, more formidable than any force working against us? That just as we hold the pain of our ancestors, we are held by their brilliance, their triumphs as well as their trials. See, the trauma that lives inside this DNA does so alongside ecologies of resistance. What if I told you that we are all born of infinity, that I do not begin where you end and you where they do, that so much of our rebellion is understanding this interconnectedness, so much of understanding this interconnectedness is honoring our infiniteness, so much of honoring our infiniteness is moving with the awareness that something so boundless as you and I and them and us, we can never be contained. What if I told you all the tools we need we already have within, that it was in this time when we waited, wanted, wished for change, for growth, for love and transformation, healing and hope and safety, that it was us all along. We are transformation in the flesh and bone. We are the happily ever after. We are the substantiation of our wildest dreams, as if we were everything we've ever awaited, as if we were light form coming home, as if we were all we needed to get free. What if I told you that behind each of us stands an army of millions, the ancestors who reside in the company of the Most High? They are here today with you and I, and what if they told you? In these ecologies and remembrances, we already know what it is to live in a world free of cages. We already know what it is to live in communities sewn together with mutual respect and reciprocity. We already know what it is to love and be loved in the most divine and sacred and unconditional sense, what it is to live in worlds beyond borders, beyond this one, where everyone is nourished and housed and cared for, where everyone is allowed to flourish and be free. What if I told you that's the part of our soul that can't be broken? And what if I told you our revolution did not begin in 2020 or 2022 or some other numerical measure of time? Our revolution began with your first breath. Our revolution begins each and every time we find genuine joy in a system built from despair. Each and every time we show ourselves love in a system founded by hatred. Each and every time we make space to accommodate our own healing and the healing of the next person, that is where our revolution begins. Every moment we meet one another with love or kindness or patience or compassion or open honesty. Every moment we make space to accommodate the infiniteness of someone else and in return find that same space reciprocated for us. Every moment we continue to believe in the impossible dream, that is where our revolution begins. What if I told you that you are magic unfolding, and you and me, we got the power to shift the reality of everything we've ever known to be true? That the world we've been dreaming up is not only possible, but promised, and no, it won't be perfect, but it can be just and accepting and embracing and understanding. It can be honest and kind. It can be wiser and more beautiful and divine. It can support us all in living better lives. And what if I told you how we'll get there? With our loving and our healing and our fearlessness, with our intention and our consistent actions and efforts, our unbreakable will and our diligence to show up and show out as the best versions of self we can possibly be, even and especially amid crisis. We will do it by listening to the wisdoms whispered by the wind, by looking at our reflection and noticing the ancestor holding our hands, by sitting with ourselves long enough to remember how divine we truly are. See, what if I told you that you're a piece of the cosmic cataclysm of all creation? We are the vestiges of heavenly bodies that had to be broken to become whole. You and I and them and us, we were made in the image of God. And we are so much more than any beginning or any ending. We are infinity in the flesh and bone. Ask yourself, in this life alone, how many times have you been reborn? And when you answer, know this. Can't shit scare you when you realize who you really are. See, what if I told you that it was this whole time, it was us? We are the change that's going to come. We are possibility untamed. We are magic in motion. We are revolution alive. Affirm that. Can I get an affirmation? Yes, Ashe. Thank y'all. So now we're going to go into the ritual portion. It's going to be very simple, and hopefully it will be available somehow, some way online, if you want to return to that. So we're going to channel energy to specific points in our body, and we are going to call upon our elevated and exalted ancestors and repeat a simple invocation with each body part that is going to just bless us with their spirit and their protection and their wisdom. So the 5 body parts will be your feet, your stomach, your hands, your heart, and your head. You can stand if that's easier. You can sit if you want to physically touch each part of your body, if you're willing and able. If you don't want to do that, feel free to just stay seated and channel and focus your energy in whatever way feels most comfortable to you. And then with each, we are going to repeat together the following phrases. So for your feet, we're going to say, I ask them to guide our steps. For your stomach, we're going to say, I ask them to hone our instincts. For your hands, I ask them to steer our actions. For your heart, I ask them to guard our hearts. And for your head, I ask them to attune our intuition. I'm going to say it first, and then we can do a call and response so that we know what we're repeating each time. But if you want to just begin by closing your eyes for a second, breathe in to the count of 3, out to the count of 3, in to the count of 3, out to the count of 3, in to the count of 3, out to the count of 3. And we're going to get into it. So first, remember, we're starting with our feet, then our stomachs, hands, heart, and head. Can someone repeat that back to me real quick, just to make sure we're on the same page? Cool, thank you. So, I call upon our elevated and exalted ancestors. I ask them to guide our steps, hone our instincts, steer our actions, guard our hearts, and attune our intuitions. And with that energy, I'm going to say a prayer to close us out. Feel free to speak your own prayer internally as I do this. I call upon our elevated and exalted ancestors. We ask them to protect our bodies. We accept their wisdoms with full hearts and open minds. We anoint ourselves with this knowing. We anoint ourselves with their power. We anoint ourselves with their strength. We anoint ourselves with their courage. We anoint ourselves in their magic. We anoint ourselves in preparation for our freedom. And this last line, y'all can repeat after me. We call them forth in their power. And by doing so, we call ourselves forth in our own power. And sit with that, give an affirmation, say whatever you need to say to just put a period on that and to open yourselves up to that transformation that we need to take as individuals and collectives to get to the world of our dreams. Thank you all.
All right, and with that, AMC 2022 is a wrap. Thank you all for coming. Yes, thank you. And thank you all for joining us online. I have so much gratitude for everyone in this space, for everyone who has graced this stage. And Sharice really hit my heart. She made me think about this. Utopia is not a thought, it is a birthright. So we are stepping into our destiny. Let us fly free. For those of us who are here in person, there will be a jam session outside. You're welcome to come. And for those of us who are online, see you later. This is Super Cool Wicked, signing off. Peace.
My family tree been on the run, chased by vampires raised on a block. My rules been tossed into the wind, can never go back home again. In my mind, in my heart, I believe that everything I am and everything that I'll be is the wildest fantasy. Can we live forever? Make water in the desert. Our love we can rekindle. My body is a symbol. My body is a symbol. My tree built all these ships and guns. Nightmares teach more than dreaming does. And I know that I won't look away. My soul, it goes there every day. In my mind, in my heart, I believe that everything I am and everything that I'll be is the wildest fantasy. Can we live forever? Make water in the desert. Our love we can rekindle. My body is a symbol. My body is a symbol. In my mind, in my heart, I believe that everything I am and everything that I'll be. In my mind, in my heart, I believe that. In my mind, in my heart, I believe that everything I am and everything that I'll be. In my mind, in my heart. Can we live forever?